Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. We have a special guest with us. It's Bill Cimbrelo. He's running in Massachusetts' 9th District, and he's been a resident of Massachusetts his whole life. He immigrated to the United States from Argentina when he was 6 years old, and he's worked as an environmental chemist, and he ran for Senate as an independent in 2011. The disastrous results of the 2016 campaign convinced him that he must run for Congress in Massachusetts' 9th District. He believes that stagnation and a lack of progressive vision in D.C. has led us to where we are today, and believes that we need a bold and truthful leadership to restore the democracy we know we can be. Please welcome to the show. It's Bill Cimbrelo. Hey, Bill, how are you?
I'm awesome, Jimmy. Thank you so much for having me on. It's appreciated.
So now you're running, you're trying to unseat a corporate Democrat. You're a progressive Democrat. You ran as an independent for Senate. Why did you decide to run as a Democrat in the primary this time?
Well, it was the results of running as an independent here in a state that only really recognizes D's and R's after a name, and was not able to get on the ballot and secure. 10,000 signatures are required to get on the ballot here in Massachusetts as an independent. For Senate, and so I stayed on basically as a write-in candidate. More to really call attention to the important issues back at that time, which really those issues haven't gone away. We've got another 36 more issues on top of that.
So why are you running this time? What are your big issues that you want to tackle?
Well, again, it's a lot of the same. We've got a corporate-owned Congress that is dictating the corporate their agenda, the corporate agenda here in the United States and around the world. We've got imperialism. We've got everything that is really moving forward the agenda of those interests instead of the people's interest. And we need to talk about things that are important to the people that are like universal health care. We need to have environmental plans here that talk about a green economy instead of subsidizing the fossil fuel industry. We need to talk about a $1.5 trillion college loan debt that is weighing down the economy. And if we work to engage these issues, and we have the willpower, if we have the way. Because if we can spend $717 billion on the military-industrial complex, we can certainly spend monies towards these issues that are important to the voters in the district.
So, Bill, we're seeing a lot of Democrats running, and especially there's a special election in Ohio's 12th district where Danny O'Connor ran as a Republican in the Democratic primary. I mean, he was literally saying, "I'm just like John Kasich, Trump people like me." So they're not offering Democrats a reason to come out and vote. So is your opponent, your opponent is a guy named Bill Keating. You say he's a corporatist. Is he not giving people a reason? Like what I'm saying is when you talk to people in your district, are you telling them, hey, I'm for single payer health care. Hey, I'm for a living wage. Hey, I'm for ending the wars and investing that money back here? Because that gives people a reason to come out and vote. Are you doing that? And what are you doing as opposed to Bill Keating?
You're exactly right, Jimmy. And we're hearing to a person, people are tired of the status quo. They're telling us enough is enough. They want change. They want government of the people, by the people, not, Raytheon and Northrop Grumman. They really want to see Congress representing their interests.
So how's it going? What's your response been like in the district?
It's been terrific. We've made contact with tens of thousands of people here in this race. It's the largest district geographically of all the 9 districts in Massachusetts. I'm the only congressman or candidate that has to take a boat to get to some of the constituents, because part of the district includes Martha's Vineyards and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. So it's been a challenge to cover this amount of space, frankly. But we've done a fantastic job. I've got a fantastic team, a fantastic campaign manager and field director. And it's been exciting to get the feedback from the voters. And that's the thing, that we've gone out there and we've not told them how it needs to be. We've listened to have them tell us what they want and what their needs are. And the feedback has been overwhelmingly about the issues that we just touched on, which is, again, single payer health care, a living wage instead of a minimum wage, this college debt. We have one of the largest senior demographics in the country here in the Cape Cod area, and they are in many cases being saddled with this college loan debt to a disproportionate amount. Why? Because their kids and grandkids can't make the payments. So grandma or their parents now are remortgaging houses to help pay down their debt. These kids are living at home and tapping into retirement funds. It's the wrong kind of trickle down, Jimmy.
Yeah. So are you aligning yourself with Bernie's program and his platform?
Absolutely. And we're not carbon copies. I have other platforms that are different. I'm for the federal job guarantee. I think that's really important. But I also have my own program, which is called the federal wage gap guarantee, which takes the current minimum wage and geographically adjusts it around the country to a living wage. And that's quite different because everyone's been talking about, $15 an hour. $15 an hour doesn't work in Boston, nor does it work in California. Okay.
Right. I hear what you're saying. You have a $15 an hour in Des Moines, Iowa gets you a lot more than it does in San Francisco or Boston. I get that's definitely for sure. Yeah. Right. So you're saying you know who else was actually Jim Keedy actually had that kind of idea that you adjusted for the geographical place. So I actually like that idea. We're looking right now at the Democrats. They keep capitulating to Trump over and over. In fact, I woke up to a headline today that Chuck Schumer is confirming 15 of his judges so they can get out of town. He's not trying to block the judges like Mitch McConnell did everything he could to slow walk Barack Obama's court appointments, and it worked. In fact, Barack Obama didn't even get to seat his own Supreme Court. And now it seems like Chuck Schumer, well, it doesn't seem like it is. Chuck Schumer is assisting Trump judicially at every turn. How can you convince people to vote for a Democrat when the Democrats currently aren't standing up for the people?
Well, again, I'm a New Deal Democrat in the current New Deal Democrat. The New Deal is the old deal, right? And so that's how we convince them. We show them that I'm taking us to where Democrats really want to be and have wanted to be, instead of these status quo corporate establishment Democrats. So it is my solemn promise to everyone that is listening. I will represent your interests. I am not part of any part of that corporate conglomerate, if you will, and all I can do is hope that people believe in me. We're working with hopefully going to be working with a lot of other progressive Democrats to create a beachhead in Congress, and that's exciting. We've been endorsed by Tim Canova, we've been endorsed by Seymour Hernandez, and we've been endorsed here on Cape Cod by the Democratic Socialists of America, and we've been endorsed by the South Coast Green Rainbow Party. So we're building a coalition that consists of the people, whereas my opponent's coalition consists of, as I said, Raytheon and the Boeing and the pharmaceuticals. It's a very different coalition, I would say. So, the big difference between myself and the incumbent is the incumbent represents the status quo. And if we look around us, the status quo represents a system where we don't already have single-payer health care, a system where we're barely hanging on, where we don't have a living wage, where we have a country where 50% of the people have less than $400 in their savings account and having to work multiple jobs. And we need to change that. We need to change how government works for the people. We need to have a government that works to create an environment, both a work environment and a healthy environment in terms of the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. And I hope to advance all those things with the help of the voters. And if they can come out and show their support this Tuesday, September 4th, unfortunately, it's the day after Labor Day, so it's going to have to be a big push for the folks to come out on that day, and I realize that, but that's what's going to push us over the top. We need their support, and if we're going to make a difference, we need to do it together, and the voters need to be the instrument of change here.
All right, Bill Cimbrelo, progressive, running in Massachusetts' 9th District. The voting happens the day after Labor Day, so tie a string around your finger. Go out and support progressive Bill Cimbrelo, Massachusetts' 9th District. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Jimmy. Sorry about the technical issues. Appreciate your patience.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are, you're probably not. It only takes a second to check, and then you have to ring that bell so they send you a notification when we drop a new video. Otherwise, they won't tell you when we drop new videos. And if you like our show, please help support it. Become a patron. We give you hours of bonus material every week, and we give a live stream. We do a live stream every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time when you could ask us questions and we answer them back. Thanks for your support.